Hey y'all, it's Zaino here, and today we're going to answer one simple question: how to win a high stakes Balatro run. I've been getting a lot of questions on stream in regards to beating what I consider the high stakes of Balatro, which are purple, orange, and gold stakes. In today's video, I'm going to go through 5 tips I believe can help massively improve your high stakes runs, and then we are going to play a gold stakes run together where I apply these tips in my own gameplay. So without further ado, let's jump into tip number 1. Max out your interest early and get an economy going. Purple through gold stakes can be very hard to get an economy rolling. However, you want to try and figure out a way to survive and build up to that $25 mark as early as possible. For some runs, this will be easier than others, but having that assured $5 at the end of each blind with interest, including that small blind which you no longer get any reward money for, is vital for high stakes wins. This economy generation allows you to do more in the shops, see more jokers via rerolls, open more packs, and on gold stakes, afford to take those rental jokers when they come across. Due to how important money is, I would argue that money generating jokers, hermits, temperances, and most of all, the Immolate Spectral card are some of the most ideal starts you can ask for in high stakes runs. This also means on gold stakes that a round 1 rental joker is just about always a bad idea, unless of course that joker is generating more than it takes. Think of a Cloud 9 joker that gives you $4 and takes $3 at the end of each round with it being rental. But at the end of the day, we want to figure out how to get to that $25 mark early, and we want to build that economy. Moving on to tip number 2, be open to all hand possibilities and do not start a run set on a singular goal. I often get asked on stream when I play high cards, straights, flushes, etc. did I decide to pick that hand before the run started, and the answer is always no. I let the run dictate which hand I should build up and use. I will admit that my base quote-unquote hand, if you will, is often straights due to how quickly they scale with Saturn cards, and often using those Saturn cards and playing straights can help you survive the first 2 antes if you get bad joker luck. However, if I am presented with an early Jupiter plus Fool, for example, I can use that combo, level up flush twice, and I'll pivot to flush for the early antes. This kind of pivot applies also to jokers. For example, if I get a round 1 ride the bus, I'm going to pivot the high card to scale it for the most part. If I get an early ancient joker, I would love to pivot the flushes. If I see a spare trousers, I'm looking for those 2 pairs and then maybe a full house to get a win. All in all, you have to be adaptable at high stakes. It is just too difficult. It's too hard to get a run going to just go in and be like, I'm going to play straights no matter what. Now, again, that may be my base hand, it may be what I start out with, but you have to be willing to maneuver when playing high stakes. This does bring me to my tip number 3. Leverage your hands and discards to scale your scaling jokers and maximize your economy. If you get a round 1 green joker, ride the bus, or let's say even a reserve parking for example, you want to play those excess hands to scale your mult and your money and leverage everything you can get out of that round. In this example on screen now, I am discarding hands playing more than 3 cards as not to trigger half joker and accidentally win. I'm trying to fish to find my gold cards and my blue seals to scale my hard card and my money. Min-maxing is everything at high stakes. It is the name of the game. Furthermore, just because you get a scaling joker does not mean that specific hand needs to be your win condition. So we were just talking about pivoting. However, just because something is required to scale doesn't need to be the end-all be-all of your hands. I think the best example of this is spare trousers for me. I've had 2 wins on gold stakes recently where I had both runner and spare trousers, and I was playing both straights and 2 pairs. Often what I was doing is playing a couple 2 pairs to get spare trousers up a little bit, and then the straights were my win condition because they were leveled up, and I would play 1 straight, which would level up runner, it would win the round, and I am scaling with the antes with the point requirements. In one of these instances, by the end of the game, I was simply just playing high card because I already had so much mult on the spare trousers, so many chips on the runner. I really didn't need mult or chips from the base hand points. I had it all with my jokers, and it was easier just to play high card with a bunch of gold cards and make a bunch of money. So again, at the end of the day, you want to be adaptable, you want to be able to pivot, you want to get the most out of your rounds when it comes to scaling, whether that's money or mult on your jokers or chips with the example of runner or maybe a weed joker. However, that does not mean you have to play a certain hand just because it lines up with the jokers up top. Tip number 4. Get comfortable scraping by and learn how to best leverage planet and tarot cards. As a student of Balatro University, maybe a grad student if you will, I often hear Dr. Spectre say that jokerless is like practice for gold stakes, and I could not agree more. At high stakes, especially orange and gold stakes, where so many jokers have incredible drawbacks, you need to learn how to quickly scale your hands and how to use tarot cards to improve scoring. And jokerless is like a great weight training class to do so. You will want to learn the tricks. You want to learn tricks like tarot and planet blocking. This is where if I'm searching for, let's say, a Saturn to level up my straights, before I open a planet pack, ideally I will have other planets in the shop window or in my consumable slots. This blocks those planets from spawning in the pack, which therefore increases the chances of me finding the Saturn. You could do the same for tarot cards if you're looking for, let's say, Justice, Fool, Death, Hermit card. Note, there are exceptions to this. If you have Showman, this removes this mechanic as it allows for duplicates, or if you have the Telescope voucher, you will always see your most played hand in the planet pack. However, knowing all of these little mechanics is very crucial to maximize every pack, every consumable, to help you scale with purple stake and to avoid death when served bad rental and perishable jokers on orange and gold stake. So learn how to play without jokers. It will give you a very good baseline when entering gold stakes. You learn how to discard. You learn how to maximize everything when you play jokerless. Again, I highly recommend it. And if you play a little bit of jokerless, you are able to start winning that somewhat often, you're going to be a lot better at gold stakes. Finally, tip number 5. You may have heard this one before if you've watched my How to Win a Balatro Run video. Read the boss blind. But I'm going to add one more part to this tip, especially for high stakes. Read skip tags as well. Speaking first to boss blinds, they are much more deadly at higher stakes, and this is simply because you very rarely have any wiggle room at high stakes. You are barely scraping by, as we kind of talked about in the previous tip, and you need that entire blind to prepare for that boss blind. You need to see, okay, what is happening with this boss blind. You need to have a plan of attack at how you're going to beat it, and then execute that plan of attack in the shops during the runway that you have. So read the boss blind right away. As soon as you finish one ante, you need to be looking ahead at the second ante. And then read the skip tags. Now, I don't think you want to skip very often, if almost ever, playing high stakes. However, there are very rare occasions. For me, one of those is, let's say I'm playing a high card build or I'm playing straights, and you have the skip tag that levels up your straights or high cards by 3 levels. I think that is oftentimes worth skipping for, not always, but sometimes. And you want to, be prepared for that. And you want to know going into that shop that, oh, I'm going to be skipping the next blind. That's going to shape how you approach shopping in that shop. So you want to make sure that you are always staying up to date with all the information available, meaning go ahead, check the skip tags, check the boss blind after each ante. It sounds like a small tip, but truly doing so makes a world of difference. All right, those are my 5 tips. So now let's dive into a gold stakes run and apply these tips and talk further about how to win a high stakes run in Balatro. So now it's time to put these tips to the test. We are going to do a run. We are going to do it on the blue deck, and that's because it's one of the first 2 decks that you have unlocked. And I think it makes sense. You have to play high stakes to unlock some of the more interesting decks. So let's play on the deck that everybody has, and it has a pretty vanilla adjacent feel to it. Of course, +1 hand is very important. It's very good. It's one of the better decks in the game, but again, it doesn't have any crazy features to it. So we are planning on one-shotting this small blind. To do so, we need a high-end straight, high-end flush. I think we're gonna go for the flush here. We'll go for diamonds. We just need one more. That is, I believe, 6 or higher. And there we go. We actually got 2 more. So there we go. We one-shot the small blind, kind of maximize the money that we get. We have $8 headed into the shop. And this is a rare occasion where you're going to see me do something a little crazy. If there's a spectral pack for a shop, I am looking for an Emily. That could really jumpstart the whole game for us. We don't get it, but we do get something that's really nice, and that is a blue seal. like I kind of said in my tips video, you can treat gold stakes a little bit like jokerless, where it's like if you can get your hand levels up, if you can utilize tarots to their fullest, you will see a lot more success. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to play this first straight, and then hopefully, if we get very lucky, we can get a second straight out that also has a blue seal. So we have ace through 10. Is there a high chance we get the blue seal out? No. But I think it is worth the money that we are giving up here to search for it, and we found it. So now we'll play straight. We're going to get a free Saturn card that actually cost us $2 because we wasted 2 hands looking for it. But I will happily pay $2 for Saturn. And we do get a Baron, which is very interesting. We're just going to go next. Must play 5 cards. Not really relevant to us since right now we're leaning into straights. And it's kind of like I told you in the tip video. My quote-unquote base hand, if you will, is straights. That's because they scale so well. So if I get a blue seal first round like we just did, I'm often going to be looking to straights as the hand that I want to level up. So there, we could have done some more searching for the blue seal, but at this point, I really do think it's beneficial to get our economy a little bit online. I'm going to take a walkie-talkie. One, doesn't have perishable, it's not rental, it's not eternal. So it's just some flat, free molt and chip help in case we need it down the line. We, of course, are going to really search for that blue seal now. It is our #1 priority, maybe over even optimizing our discards for the straight, if you will, because we want to discard as much as we can to get that blue seal. So Jack 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to waste hands, try and find that. We found it. So far, we're getting a little lucky in this run, can't lie. But it's kind of like we said in the video, you know, leverage your hands, leverage your discards to look for the blue seals, the gold cards. Do whatever you can to scale. And that's really, I think, how you have to approach gold stakes. You know, utilize those hands if you have a scaling joker. So we have another jumbo spectral pack. This really eats into our economy, but if it is an immolate, it's going to give us $20. Could be another blue seal. I think I'm willing to do it. Didn't quite get what we wanted. I don't really want to unk a walkie-talkie. I think instead, I'm going to aura this 9 because it is in the middle. And polychrome. Can't really get much better than that from an aura, so that's good. Again, I'm going to discard a 7, which is not optimal there, because I want to find the blue seal. We got this 9 out, so 100% the first straight that we play is going to win. It would have probably won anyway. I am going to throw away some hands to find the blue seal. We found it again. And the run is going very well. So, I mean, as you can see, yes, we have this walkie-talkie, which is helping us a bit. But so far, through the first couple of rounds, this is looking more like a jokerless challenge than a gold stake run. And I think that's really how it often ends up playing out, because so many of the jokers have rental tags that kind of kill you, have the perishable tags, etc., etc. All right, so we're gonna discard the ace and the lower cards. We have no discards, so we want to play the straight as soon as it's available. We're going to discard this, this, and this. We have 10, 9, 8. We could either get a jack or a 7 and a 6. I think we're gonna play it like this. We got the 6, so now we just need a 7 or jack. We got the jack and we got the blue seal. That's very nice. Put the polychrome card at the end. Make sure we have space up here, which we do for the Saturn. And we finally are at our goal of $25. We're going to be able to pick up an extra discard this round, which is amazing. I'm not going to buy it yet because I want to get my full interest in this small blind. Of course, you know what the goal is. Find that blue seal at all costs. King, queen, jack, 10, 9. We're going to go ahead and play this and see if the blue seal wants to show up one more time for us. Kind of would be unbelievable to get it. Was this the 5th round in a row? But you never know. And I'm willing to spend $4 searching for it at this point, especially since we got to our max interest. All right, play the straight. We're at 6,300 points that round, so we should be pretty good on the boss as long as we get one more Saturn or some other scoring help. I'm gonna go ahead and open this Arcana pack. We got a Death, we got High Priestess, we got Wheel of Fortune. I guess we're just gonna use this Temperance for $2 and use the Priestess. We do get a Saturn, which is great. And if not, the worst case scenario is it blocks us to open up this Celestial pack. We're gonna go next. We don't need that extra discard quite yet. Again, we want to leverage all the interest that we can. While we do have the low end straight draw here, we're not really interested in playing the low end straight because we're trying to get a lot of these high cards out. We'll throw away the ace. So 10, 9, 8. We need a jack, 7. Perfect. We're going to try and get the blue seal out. We did it. Queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. We are going to put the 9 at the end. And we are now doubling the score requirement, which is great. Gonna use that Saturn. Cash out. We are gonna buy Wasteful. And I think I'm willing to open up one Arcana. It is going to cost us $1 of interest. We're going to get that dollar right back because we're going to just use a $2 Temperance. Superposition is intriguing, but we're not going to use it. We're just going to go to the next round. Is my blue seal a spade? It is. So in that case, we're immediately just going to go for the straight. We don't really care for the blue seal because we can't do anything with it. We're going to ship this. That polychrome is doing a lot of work due to how high our Saturn level is right away. So the trio rental would be fantastic. Unfortunately, if you couldn't tell, straights don't have a 3 of a kind in them. And while yes, pivoting is an option, we have no bolt from our jokers. We have no hands doing anything other than straights. So fortunately, I don't believe we can do that. I am going to grab this earth just to block it from showing up because we want Saturns. I am going to open up this Mega Arcana. Miscalculated there. I thought that would be down to $25. My mistake. We will hang these. And then we're going to Magician the Queen and the 8. I'm going to open up the standard pack just because we lose the interest regardless. Fortunately, nothing we wanted here. I was hoping for a purple, blue seal, something of the sorts. Face cards are debuffed, which means we won't get anything out of that blue seal if we found it. We need a 10 or an ace. Ten or an ace. Well, 10 and an ace. We just need a 10. We'll go ahead and play this. We got the 10 out. We're gonna go searching for that blue seal. Is it gonna let us down? No blue seal today. But that is fine. Hopefully we get 20 bucks. Nah, no $20 either. But now we're at the point of the game where we need 2 straights to win. Well, now we don't need 2 straights to win. We're absolutely gonna take a Joker stencil. And yes, it is rental. But we should be able to afford that due to our interest. I'm gonna sell both of these planet cards and we're just gonna go ahead and go next. We're gonna discard. We really, again, you know, we've been super lucky with the blue seal. We're already at level 7 and you're seeing how important it is, because while Joker Stencil is gonna skyrocket our score here by 5, without it, we were barely scraping by despite the blue seal luck. We're going to, I think we'll play this pair because maybe we get $20. Never lucky. I joke. We're gonna discard that. Ace, King, Jack, 10. We'll discard these 3. We're gonna play these. We're looking for the blue seal and we found it. So we're gonna go ahead and play this straight. 30,000 right now with no other help. Pretty good. Get the $10. And I think we'll go ahead and open up this Arcana. We could wheel, we can hangman, we could temperance for $1. I think we're gonna hang the 5s. We are focused on the high-end straights regardless, and we're gonna go next to preserve our interest. Gonna get rid of that ace. So sad that we can't use the blue seal this round. We're gonna discard those. 5, 7, 8. We just need a 9 or a 4. We got the 4. This should win. 33,000. $14. And we can go back in ante. Yes, we lose a hand. But I think we'll definitely play that, especially with the wall coming up, which is a little brutal. The wall anywhere between antes 4 and 7 is just insane how many points you end up needing. I would say like 4 through 6 are the worst to get it. Since we're focused on the higher end, while I would love to copy the blue seal, I will absolutely copy a polychrome 9 of diamonds. I'm going to also open this Arcana pack. It's hoping for a hermit, but you don't always get what you want. We'll take a little bit extra base malt, and we'll go next. So here, we're going to discard those aces. We have 10, 9, 8, 7 Jack, so we already have our straight. We're going to go ahead and discard the 7 just because exactly that. We had plenty of queens and 7s left, and of course, I've said it plenty of times. Say it with me. We're looking for the blue seal. Play this. Yep. One more chance. Ah. Didn't quite get it, but that's okay. And the thing is, as we use more hangmans, like we have hungmen, if you will, it becomes more lucrative to search for the blue seal because there's a higher chance we find it because the deck is thinned out. Mail-in rebate at $4 would hurt our scoring, but would help our money quite a bit. I do think we can get 37.50, but I think I'm gonna just take hieroglyph right now. I'm glad that I checked that Arcana pack first to Hermit. We have a Jupiter block, so I am going to search for the Saturn really quick. Didn't find it, which is totally okay. We're going to reroll one time. Yeah, egg. We're going to grab the egg. Help our temperance value. Alright, we want to discard 4s. We have 10, 9, 7. We're just going to play this. Jack 10, 9. We're going to play this. Oh, there's a 4. Oh, I messed up. That was the whole point of why I was playing the hands, is to find the 4s. But that's okay. We're going to discard both these 8s. I'm going to take a chance that we find a king. I'll keep the 8. See, I didn't need to keep the 8s, chat. But again, you know it, I know it. We're searching for the blue seal. We found it. Oh, we have one more discard here. Another 4. Almost missed out on even more money, which would have been horrendous. Now, times 3. This should still win. Yeah. I wasn't too concerned, but I did need to think about it. I will admit, I did need to think about it. So now we have tons of money. Vampire could be some decent molts. We do have some enhanced cards. Trading card is awesome for deck thinning. Means we get the blue seal out even more. We can have more reliable straights. A lot to like in this shop and a lot to think about. Man, really feels like Vampire is calling my name. If we can get this to like times 2 molt, so we have times 2, times 3, really nice. We can even bring the trading card along for the ride. I think we're gonna do it. So right now Joker Stencil is doing nothing, so we will have to sell mail and rebate and egg, especially against the wall. I'm gonna reroll one time. The cat. We do have a lot of lucky cards, but we have Eternal Vampire, so those lucky cards are never ever getting played. You want queens. We are gonna snap off a 2. We are gonna get rid of that queen. Thing is, we could even get rid of trading card if we really wanted to. We have plenty of 8s and 7s. A little bit of a risk here, but we're gonna do it. Play this. Okay. We have 4 8s. So I'm going to bank on getting that and not the queen. We're going to play this. We got the queen and then we got a king back. So we're all good. I am going to sell the egg. I am going to sell the mail-in rebate. And we're going to play this. We're going to get you to 1.2. Ship it. Luckily, the polychrome does not get sucked off by the vampire. So we continue with that times 1.5, which is really nice. That hand was 48. And of course, we could always dump trading card to get times one more molt. We're gonna buy this and buy this to block them. We're gonna get another Saturn. We're going to sell. We're going to sell. We're gonna grab this Hangman. We're gonna grab this. So the last thing we used, it was indeed a Saturn card. We're going to grab seed money, and we're gonna go next. We're looking good. The wheel, we may need to play 2 straights depending on how things shake out. We're hoping not, but we may. We'll get rid of the 6 and the 4. Get rid of this 9. We'll go ahead and play this queen to get the vampire molt up. We'll go ahead. We have 10, 9, 8, 7. So we just need a jack. Or a 6, which we do still have 2 of. We got the 6. We'll go ahead and try and get the blue seal out. We didn't, but that's totally okay. Play straight. Get the vampire up to 1.4. We're at 94,000 now. We're looking very, very good. And again, trading card is amazing because it's really helping us deck thin to get where we want to be. I'm going to open up this Jumbo Spectral. Another blue seal. Sounds amazing. But we could potentially get another ×2 from Joker Stencil with an Ankh. I go back and forth here. So fun fact with Vampire, if you have 2 of them, whichever one takes the enhancement, sucks the enhancement, gets the molt. So you don't stack both of them at the same time. Due to that fact alone, and there's a 50% chance it will be that one that gets Ankhed if I sell trading card, which I would. I'm not going to do the Ankh play. I'm instead going to trance my 9. You're probably wondering why the 9, you want to play it. Yes, but I also want to copy it. So now that becomes 1 card that I want to copy for both playing and holding. It accomplishes 2. It also means that if I'm holding it and I have to play it because I don't draw any other 9s, I can. So it kind of accomplishes multiple things. We're going to do a little discard here. We got Jack, 10, 9, 8. We're going to discard this, and the 6. We got Jack, 10. Play this. We just need a 7 or a queen, which we have 4 of both. I could be extra greedy here. And keep that 9, but I'm not gonna do that. We have straights high enough where that's just not worth it. And at this point, I'm even gonna get rid of this king because I am so desperate to get a 7 or a queen. Otherwise, of course, we lose. We get the queen, we get the 7. Everything's all good. We don't get a level up straights, but that is a-okay. At this point, we don't really need to level up straights too much more. We're in a good enough spot. So here, we're not going to use trading card next round, and I think because of that, it is worth selling. I am going to take a look in this Arcana pack. We get bailed out by the Hermit. Maybe not the optimal play to open it there, but we did it. We did it. Let's see. So we have more 9s than we maybe want. But no, we're gonna Emperor. We're gonna Emperor. If this was the Blue Seal 9, I would have copied it. It wasn't, so that's basically the entire logic there. If you're wondering why it says 11 and 7, it is because I have Steam Modded installed, and while I am using no active mods that affect gameplay, it does this little glitch. If you don't believe me and think, oh, Zaino's lying, he's obviously using mods to cheat, I'm not gonna prove you wrong. I don't really care. If I want to cheat, that's not how I cheat. But I have had that comment, so I just wanted to address it. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the queen. We'll get rid of these two. We get the blue seal out. Now, without the 1.5, I almost wonder. I think we score enough. Oh. What I wanted to do was tower. But we're just gonna play this. Yeah, we're gonna play that. I'm gonna put the tower on the ace. I'm gonna play the ace and the 4. Ship it. We're gonna get the mult up for the vampire. And now I'm gonna play the straight. And I know we scored enough with the polychrome that actually I'm gonna search for the king blue seal really quick. Which we might have already discarded. We have no idea. Alright. Play that straight. All good. We're at 145,000. We get another Saturn. We're looking really good. Cash out the 9. This voucher is amazing. We may need it. We only get 3 discards. It's a little scary. We'll think about it. There's a really good chance in this jumbo arcana that we get money, so I'm gonna open it. It in fact was not money that maybe we cared about. We're gonna go ahead and we could judgment. The judgments don't have any tags, so we can always sell it if it's not something we want. I highly doubt it's something we want. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna lovers the 10. We want to work on the vampire. I kind of forgot that was the whole reason I had opened that in the first place. Was to get stuff for vampire. There you go. We're gonna discard all those. We have 5-4, queen 10. We'll probably keep the queen. King, jack, 10, 9, 8. Perfect. We got both the blue seals out, so there's really nothing to even search for. We're gonna sell you to be able to get both Saturns. And I think with the deck fixing that we have, I think it makes sense not to re-roll the needle. But I am trying to think of the bosses that would really hurt us. As much as I want to open these, I'm not going to. Next round. It's kind of... Let's take a look together. I mean, this is a tutorial video after all, so let's look at the blinds. These are the final boss blinds, so we don't have to worry about them. The hook, that could be really annoying. That's kind of like the needle, not totally. Ox is pretty bad. Don't know if we can beat the Ox. Everything else, I think we're okay. Face cards face down would be a little brutal because we have made our straights a little face heavy. I think with the 3 discards, I'm not going to reroll it. I'm not going to reroll it. Alright. Discard this. Let's just get the straight out queen, jack. We'll keep the 8. King, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Queen, jack, 10, 9, 8 is good. Ideally, we get the other polychrome 9, but actually, I don't care enough. We're going to play this right away. We're at 219,000. We go next. Keep going back and forth. We're gonna ship it. Jack 10. Discard that. We have queen. We have a ton of 9s. We're just gonna trust that one comes out. Whew. It did. It did. It's not polychrome, but I don't think we need it. Let's play the straight. No, we absolutely do not. Alright, I trusted that boss blind was going to be okay. It was. You can let me know down in the comments below on whether that was the optimal play or not. No repeat hand types is a little scary, but I do believe we're scoring 220. So not ridiculously scary, and we will be able to search for the polychrome. I'm going to get rid of an ace and a 2. Again, if there was something like Empress or Hierophant to really help the vampire, I would do that, but there's not. Let's go next. Okay, Jack 10, 9, 8, 7. Let's search a little bit for a blue seal. We got it. Well, we have a couple more discards, so why not see if we can get the other polychrome 9. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. We did. Ship it. We get both of the straights. So this is the power of an early blue seal. It is one of the ways to play a gold stakes run, and I think one of the best ways. And I think we showcase a lot of the tips here. If only we were playing low cards. If only we were playing low cards, which we're not. Was that? I think we were. Did we score 220? We're gonna go next. But basically, what I'm saying is, we did get lucky, but there's multiple ways to go about getting a gold stakes win. And if you're interested in other ways of getting a gold stakes win, what I am going to do is upload another run I had, which we actually lost. So before this, I recorded twice. One of which got to ante 6 and I messed up, and then one of which we got a beautiful run going and we had 1 in 17 bad luck to lose the game. But I think it showcases a different style of gold stakes on the blue deck, so I'm going to upload that a little bit later in the week. If you're watching this right when this video comes out, it's not out yet. If you're watching this in the future, it is, and it'll be linked down in the description. But I do think we're practicing a lot of what we preached here. Let's look for the Jack or the 1-6. In terms of searching and digging for your value generators, like the blue seals. Again, if we had the scaling molt, which is something I did in the other run, you know, scaling your supernova over and over again. And that's also just another reason, tying back together all the tips, why getting the 25 is so important right off the bat. Because that gives you a little bit of leeway not to stress as much about money. Gonna make another 10 here. And it allows you to play around and waste some hands to find those value generators. Sorry if I paused a couple times in that sentence. Yeah, we will Hierophant these two, help the vampire. But I do think we're scoring enough here. We definitely want to use a polychrome, so I'm going to keep this one out. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. Put the polychrome at the end. Ship it. Beautiful. 449,000. Let's see what the boss blind is. Violet Vessel. I spoke too soon, chat. We may lose. Yeah, that's a tough one. We're going to want to scale Vampire a little bit more. I'm going to grab this Jack to do exactly that. We're going to go next. And we basically need to play a lot of straights on the vessel to win. Ace, Queen, Queen, Jack 10. We're going to play this to get the mult up on you. We got the other blue seal. Ship this. So that's 333,000. So we need to play 4 straights. Maybe 3 straights with the polychromes. More importantly, I would say, oh, just get glass cards. But that is the downside of going with the vampire. A big downside, if you will, is we can't play glass. I'm going to open up this standard pack and see if there's maybe a chariot in here. There's not. There's another 10 to help vamp. We're going to go next. We're going to play. Got the blue seal out again. Queen, Jack, 10, 9. Discard all these. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. Ship. 400,000. So, can we play 4 straights? Well, it's gonna be difficult, but it is possible. It is possible. You could help a ton right now. Never lucky. We're gonna check here. Please give us a chariot. 1 chariot would go a long way. We did not. We're good on jacks, 10s, and 9s. Skip that. We're gonna roll down, obviously. A judgment could help. Not what we wanted. Not what we wanted. We're gonna go next, and this is gonna be difficult, but there is a possibility that we still win. We're gonna discard those. Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10. I think we're gonna play with the polychrome right away. Ship it. So 651,000. We need a jack. We can afford to discard one of these 10s, so I'm going to. We can afford to discard the 9, but the queen really hurts us. We could discard a 9. A queen. We have lots of 8s. We don't need the king. So that's actually what I'm going to discard. Perfect. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. We're going to ship this. And we made it through, chat. So there we go. That is how you win a run on Gold Stake. I hope this video was helpful. I hope we showed a lot of what I talked about, which is, you know, build up your economy, search for your value generators, use everything in your power from the Saturn cards, blue seals, tarot cards to win. Well, here the tarot cards helped our vampire. And let me know if you had any comments, questions, concerns down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. And again, if you want to see a different Gold Stakes run, I do have plenty of Gold Stakes wins on the channel. I've uploaded quite a few recently. It's what I've been playing on stream a lot. I'm going to upload another run from this kind of recording session in the future. And I'll be linked down below once I'm finished with it. And I'll link down to a couple of different Gold Stake wins down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. A comment would help. The YouTube videos have been struggling a little bit as of late, and everything helps. So thank you so much. See you for the next one very soon.